Hey loves, it's your girl Joshelle of FIlmora. I'm so excited for you to join me on my podcast, Getting Back to Her, where I share personal stories on self-love and personal growth, and even some helpful tips on self-care. Be sure to follow me on my YouTube channel, FIlmora, for full podcast videos, and my Instagram and TikTok platforms for more. Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl Joshelle, and welcome back to my podcast, Getting Back to Her, where we discuss all things self-care, personal growth, self-love, all the good things about getting back to her. So we are having such a very dreary day today in Connecticut. It's very rainy and just the sunshine is non-existent. And it sucks because I was kind of getting excited for springtime. I don't know about you, but every time springtime or an ounce of sunlight starts to hit, it gets me in that whole spring cleaning, decluttering mindset, just to kind of prepare for the springtime. And while I was doing some pre-spring cleaning, it kind of got me thinking that not only do we need to work on spring cleaning, like our physical spaces, but we also need to make sure that we're also spring cleaning and decluttering our emotional and mental spaces as well. So today I want to discuss the topic of spring cleaning your inner circle, because unfortunately everybody in your inner circle may not always need to stay a part of your inner circle, and there are definitely some things that you should look out for. So let's get into it. So I wanted to give a little bit of a backdrop story about myself. So as long as I can remember, since I was a little girl, I have always been an extrovert and someone that just enjoys having a lot of friends and family members and loved ones. I'm the type of person that has like childhood friends and college friends and coworker friends. I just love people, which is exactly why I had got into the field of social work and academic advising, and now pursuing my LPC licensure. But the older that I've gotten, I've come to realize that I care less about the quantity of friends and loved ones that I have in my inner circle and more about the quality of the people, because as you get older, you just value real, authentic, good, relationships just in your life. So I wanted to talk about some of the signs to look out for when you're trying to like clean up your inner circle. So when trying to work on decluttering or cleaning up your inner circle, one of the things I think you should look out for are people that are negative. If you have people in your life that are constantly negative, like they always just have negative things to say, even if you're doing positive things, like if they're just kind of like, yeah, well, you're doing great because you have help with this, or you're doing great because you only have one kid, or yeah, this would be great to do, and they just go into all the negative, perhaps that might be a person you need to spring clean from your inner circle. And don't get me wrong, in life, we all go through a lot of different emotions and things. And sometimes we have seasons when we're up and we have seasons when we're down. But if you have someone in your life who is constantly negative and they only have negative things to say, that can be really draining for your mental and your emotional state. So I would say that maybe that is a person that you should kind of like spring clean. And when I'm saying spring cleaning, that doesn't even always mean that you need to just cut the person off in your life. You may just have to lessen your interactions with them, or put them on pause or on ice for a little bit, just because, there's so much going on in life. I don't have time for a negative Nancy in my life. And I'm sure that you guys don't either. So yeah, if you're experiencing someone who's just very, very negative in your life, family member, loved one, partner, friends, enough's enough. You have to let that person go. Another person that you should be wary of and may need to do some spring cleaning with is the people who only come to you when they need something. That can be anything. That can be something monetary. That can be they need help they need help from you to move. They need help for you to watch their kids, whatever it is. If they only come to you when they need something, and then once they get it, they are out, that is not someone that you want to keep in your inner circle, because basically they're using you. And I'm sure you don't deserve that. I know I don't deserve that, and I'm sure that you don't deserve that. So if you have someone that just wants to come to you to get their needs met, and once it's met, they're out, that is not someone that you need to keep in your inner circle. Another person that you may have to consider to let go and spring clean in your life or just put on ice is when people are just one-sided. And what I mean by that is if you only have friends or family members that you are able to see and get together with whenever you plan the event, or you go to them for something and they never ever like call just to check in on you, or they never plan for you guys to get together, that's one-sided. And to me, I feel like relationships should be reciprocal. And I also feel like as adults too, like we don't have time to have friendships that are just one-sided, because then we're not benefiting from that. And I feel like if people really truly do care about you and they really want you in their life, then they will reach out too, whether it's just calling to say, hey, I thought about you, I want to see and check in and see how you're doing, or they're like, hey, you know what, I haven't seen you in a while, let's get together for lunch, or you could come over my house, but if like you're always planning all of the get-togethers or asking them to come over on your house to your house, or planning any type of functions or get-togethers, that's just not someone that really, I feel like, views or values your relationship. And maybe it's time for you to kind of like spring clean them too. Another type of person I feel like that you should look into, consider decluttering, spring cleaning from your life, is someone when you just don't have any common interests anymore. And I know that that's kind of, a touchy subject, because it doesn't mean that you have to have all of the same interests, because I know for me, I don't have all the same interests as my friends. Like, I am not the friend who really loves like nature walks and camping and being outside, because I don't like bugs. But that doesn't mean necessarily because we don't have that same interest that we don't have another interest. So if you do still have some interest together, I would say that yes, they're a keeper in your life. But if you have like no interest whatsoever, like there's nothing that you guys have in common, then maybe that is a person you should let go. An example of that is like, let's say for instance, I've been kind of going through this. So if you have friends who only love to go out clubbing and to lounges and different things, and that's not something that's a part of your life, and they don't like to do anything else that you also like to do, then that may not be someone that is your friend as much anymore. Like maybe you just outgrown each other. And I know that's kind of something I've gone through recently with certain friends and family members. I love to go out to eat. I love to go out for dinner and drinks. I love doing fun activities, but as far as like running the streets and doing nightlife, that is not me. I'm not that friend anymore. I will definitely go out to dinner and stuff, but I don't know. I think I got that out my system, and I know I'm relatively still young, but I just don't care for that type of stuff. Now, if we were going on vacation, and of course that is a part of the itinerary, and we're doing something fun by going out, I'm definitely cool with that. I just mean like in my day-to-day life or like weekends, I just don't enjoy going out to clubs and listening to super loud music all the time, or being around a lot of people who are smoking and just drinking a lot, and all kind of chaos can happen. So I think that if you don't have any common interests and you have outgrown each other, that may be a friend that or family member that you may need to kind of like spring clean. And last but not least, another type of person that you may need to spring clean in your life is someone that is draining you and overwhelming you with just their life situation. And I know that this is kind of hard because in life, we all go through some stuff, like I was saying before, but I feel like when their problems start to overtake or become your problem, that's a little bit too much. And it's also okay to be honest and just be like, you know what, friend, loved one, I don't have the capacity to talk about what's going on with you right now, or I need to kind of take a step back because it has been a lot. We can always be there for our family, friends, and loved ones. And no matter how much advice that you give to someone, at the end of the day, they have to take control over their lives. And I say this with a grain of salt because I know I've probably been that friend or loved one when I was going through some rough times in my life, whether financial or personal, just other things that I was going through. And I definitely leaned on my family and friends and loved ones. But I feel like if you're doing it all the time, where you're calling them every day or every week about the same issues and problems, that can be kind of like draining. And it's okay to speak up and advocate for yourself when your cup is just too full. You don't even want to fill your cup up with their stuff because you got some stuff going on in your own life. That is okay. It doesn't make you a lesser friend. It doesn't make you a lesser loved one, but you are allowed to put a pause on what you choose to put up with and tolerate within your inner circle. So I feel like if someone's stuff is kind of overwhelming you or draining you and you just don't have the capacity to do it anymore, you have to have that honest conversation with your loved one. And like I said, it doesn't mean you have to cut them off, but maybe you might just need to kind of like put them on pause for a little bit and just do what's best for you. So yes, I hope that you enjoyed this podcast episode about decluttering and spring cleaning your inner circle. Again, I know that that's something that we tend to overlook, but is necessary. How often ever you need to do this can be quarterly, yearly, every couple of years. Like, when you need to kind of like let certain people go or put them on pause for a little bit. Remember that in your life, you have to put yourself first at times, and you have to do what's best for your emotional and mental well-being. But I look forward to continuing my podcast with you and hope that you continue on this journey with me. Definitely, listen to my first episode if you haven't already. And again, you can stream all of the live podcast episodes on my YouTube channel, where I also have other videos too as well on self-care, self-love, personal growth. But I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.